Hi everyone, Arwen from Even Star. Welcome to Even Star Vlogs for this week. So today's topic for Monday Movie is addiction, natural ways to support yourself to give up. So before I get into the topic, it's 6 weeks to Christmas today, and I just wanted to let you know that I have 5 spots left in my new client list up until Christmas. So if you'd like to snap up one of those spots and get your wellbeing on track, try and meet some of those health goals that you had for 2017, then now's the time. I'll put a link below to my contact details, and I'd love to have a chat with you about how I can help you. So addiction. What is addiction? It is a behaviour, and that can include consuming a substance that is in fact a disorder of the brain, and there's some debate as to whether it should actually be labelled as a mental illness, but it's a disorder where you compulsively and repeatedly engage in a behaviour to meet a need for some kind of pleasure, however, knowing that there are adverse side effects of that behaviour. So the addiction that I'm going to talk about today is really things that I guess a lot of the time we think of as not being so serious. So things like cigarettes, alcohol, sugar. And they all can have really big impacts on your health and well-being, some better known than others. So addiction can interfere with your life, so things such as your relationships or your work. However, many people do just carry on their life as normal with an addiction. So when you have an addiction, 2 things happen in your brain. Firstly, it develops an increasing tolerance for the thing that you are addicted to, which means that you need to undertake that behaviour or consume that thing in larger and larger quantities or more and more frequently. The other thing that happens is that your brain will overreact to cues that it associates with the addiction. So when you, for example, get home from work and you see that beautiful dewy bottle of Sauvignon Blanc in your fridge, when you open it up to pull out what you're cooking for dinner, because your brain associates opening the fridge after work with drinking a glass or 2 of wine, it makes it very difficult for you to resist that urge and just pull out the chicken breasts and not the bottle of wine as well. So the cycle of negative energy that occurs then with an addiction is urge, satisfaction, guilt. So all branches of medicine, either allopathic, traditional Western medicine, or all versions of holistic medicine or health, will recognise that addiction stems from some kind of stress or level of unhappiness. And generally, what is acknowledged is that a addiction will be used as some kind of a way to deal with that unhappiness or that stress. So it's a crutch, or it's a band-aid, or it's something to fill in a hole from what is missing in your life. The problem with addiction is that if you're not treating that underlying cause, that stress or that thing that's making you unhappy, it can be very easy to switch from one addictive or from one addiction to another. So the typical example is the cigarette smoker who suddenly takes up eating way too much junk food and puts on weight. So what are some natural tools for you to use to support yourself giving up an addiction? The first one I want to talk about is Reiki. So mainly because the massive beauty of Reiki is that it's not a cognitive therapy. You don't need to know exactly what the underlying cause of your addiction is, but because Reiki works on all levels of energy, so your physical, mental, emotional and spiritual levels of energy, it will help to deal with those underlying causes even without you knowing exactly what they are on a cognitive level. So Reiki obviously can't provide the thing that you're missing or can't remove the stress from your life, but it will help your energies to get into balance, allowing you to heal yourself and get over that addiction. Meditation is the second thing that I would suggest, which I know I suggest for everything because it is just so amazing and so easy once you make it a part of your everyday life. So meditation will bring about a state of mindfulness. So that's allowing you to be in the moment, not thinking about the thing you're missing, which I talked about a lot last week. And the other scientific reason why meditation is great for addiction. Meditation activates the prefrontal cortex of the brain, and this is the inhibitory center. So that means meditation actually literally allows you and gives you that opportunity in that space to stop and think rather than just going into that compulsive behavior that you normally do, which is an addiction. The other thing that I'd like to mention is essential oils. So again, just like Reiki and meditation, essential oils will work on all your energetic levels. So the top two oils that I'd recommend from the doTERRA range are two blends. One of them is called Lavender Peace and the other one is called Purify, and they are both really wonderful to use to help support yourself through addiction. There are some single oils as well that are recommended, and they're for specific addictions. So for alcohol, you would use rosemary, and for smoking, you'd use black pepper. There are also some other oils, single oils, that are recommended for dealing in particular with withdrawal. And just a quick tip with that, for the silly season especially, that does apply to hangovers as well. So if you are going through withdrawal symptoms, then grapefruit, lavender and orange are all wonderful. doTERRA also have an emotional aromatherapy range, which are really powerful, amazing oils that I use all the time in my Reiki practice and for myself and my family. And the two that I'd recommend for dealing with addiction out of those are the blends called Peace and the other one is Motivate. So if you'd like any more information about anything I've spoken about today, then please do get in contact with me. If you have a specific addictive concern that I haven't covered today, then certainly please get in touch with me as well, and I wish you all the best.